The auction block smelled of fear and desperation. I had grown accustomed to it over 3 years of being sold, resold, and traded like livestock across the Valanthi Empire. But today was different. Today, Crown Princess Sirana Velkith herself stood at the front of the crowd, her violet eyes scanning the line of human slaves with cold calculation. "That one," she said, pointing directly at me. The slavers pushed me forward. I didn't stumble. I had learned never to show weakness. 7 years since humanity's failed rebellion. 7 years since Earth burned. I was 17 when they took me, and now at 24, I was nothing but muscle, scars, and silence. "He doesn't speak much," the slaver warned her. "Killed 3 handlers. We keep him sedated for transport." Princess Sirana circled me slowly. The Valanthi were beautiful in a terrifying way, 7 feet tall, skin like polished obsidian, and those luminous eyes that could see in complete darkness. She wore battle armor despite being at an auction. That told me something about her. "What's your name, human?" I met her gaze. Most slaves looked away. I never did. "Marcus Cole, Staff Sergeant, United Earth Defense Force. Serial number." "I don't care about your serial number." She cut me off. "Can you fight?" "I can kill." Something flickered in her eyes. Interest, perhaps. Or recognition of a kindred spirit. "Good. You belong to me now." The first month was testing. She assigned me to her personal quarters, not as a servant, but as a training dummy for her soldiers. Every day, her elite guards would beat me, trying to break whatever remained of my spirit. I broke their bones instead. "He crippled another one," her general reported. "Third this week. Your Highness, perhaps we should simply execute him." We were in her war room. Maps of contested territories covered every surface. The Valanthi Empire was fighting a brutal civil war, and Princess Sirana was losing. "No," she said. "Bring him to me." They dragged me in, still bleeding from the day's session. I stood straight despite the pain. "Always stand straight." "You were military," she stated. "What rank?" "Staff Sergeant." "What did you command?" "A reconnaissance unit. 12 soldiers." I paused. "They're all dead now. How did they die?" "I killed them." The words came out flat. "Quick deaths. Better than what the Valanthi camps would have done to them." The room went silent. Even her guards shifted uncomfortably. But Sirana just studied me with those unreadable violet eyes. "You made a tactical decision. Mercy disguised as murder. Call it whatever you want. I call it leadership." She stood and walked toward me. This close, I could see the scars beneath her collar. She'd been tortured too at some point. "My generals are fools. My advisors are cowards. My father gave me an army and told me to win an unwinnable war." "Why are you telling me this?" "Because you have nothing to lose, Marcus Cole. And men with nothing to lose either become corpses or commanders." She gestured to her guards. "Clean him up. From now on, he attends all strategy sessions." "Your Highness," the general protested. "He is my slave. I'll do with him as I please." That night, alone in my cell, I laughed for the first time in 3 years. It was a broken, bitter sound, but it was something. The first battle I witnessed from Sirana's side was a disaster. Her generals had positioned the army exactly wrong, ignoring terrain advantages, splitting forces when they should have consolidated. I watched from behind her throne, silent, as slaves were expected to be, but she saw my face. "Speak," she commanded quietly, while her generals argued. "They're going to flank you from the eastern ridge. You'll lose 40% of your forces in the first hour. You can see that from here. I can see that your General Vorn is an idiot who thinks cavalry charges win wars. They don't. Coordinated infantry with range support does." She turned fully to look at me. "What would you do? Pull back to the river crossing?" Force them into a choke point. Use your archers on the cliffs. They have the range advantage, but your generals position them in the valley like targets. Sirana was quiet for a long moment. Then she stood. General Vorn. Reposition the archers to the cliff formations. Pull the main force to the river. Your Highness, do it. Now. Bah! We won that battle. Barely. But we won. After that, she began asking my opinion privately. Late nights in her study, maps spread between us. 2 cups of Kayla, a Valanthi drink that burned like fire but cleared the mind. How did your people lose? She asked one night. The humans. You had spirit. You had technology that rivaled ours. We were divided. 100 nations, 1,000 agendas. By the time we realized we needed to fight as one species, it was too late. And now we're scattered. Slaves, refugees, resistance fighters dying in pointless raids. I took a long drink. The human race is finished. Do you believe that? I looked at her. Really looked at her. In 2 months, I had learned things about Princess Sirana that her own people didn't know. She slept only 4 hours a night because nightmares woke her. She had killed her own brother when he tried to assassinate her. She was 29 years old and had been fighting since she was 16. I don't know what I believe anymore. I don't either, she admitted. My father expects me to win this war and die in the process. A convenient solution to having a daughter who's too ambitious. Then, don't die. Easier said than done. I leaned forward. You're fighting this war like you expect to lose. Every decision is about minimizing losses instead of achieving victory. You need to stop playing defense. My generals, your generals are politicians in armor. You need soldiers. People who understand that wars are won by audacity, not caution. People like you, I'm your slave, Your Highness. I'm whatever you need me to be. She was quiet for a long time. Then she reached across the table and unlocked the control collar around my neck, the device that could kill me with a single command. I'm removing this. I caught her wrist. Your generals will revolt. Let them. She pulled free and finished unlocking the collar. From now on, you're my military advisor. You'll have quarters in the command wing. You'll attend all councils. And you'll tell me the truth, even when it's something I don't want to hear. That's dangerous. So am I. She smiled, the first genuine smile I'd seen from her. Welcome to the war, Marcus Cole. The assassination attempt came 6 months later. I had transformed Sirana's army from a scattered defensive force into a coordinated machine. Human tactics, Valanthi discipline. We had won 12 consecutive engagements. The enemy was retreating. Victory was within sight. Her generals hated me for it. Slave. General Vorn spat the word across the council chamber. You let a slave command our forces. A human animal. This human animal has won more battles in 6 months than you won in 6 years, Sirana replied coolly. It's an abomination. The other houses are laughing at us. The great Princess Sirana, led by her pet human. I stepped forward. If you have a problem with my strategies, General, present alternative plans. I'll gladly review them. I don't take orders from property. Then take them from your princess. Or are you incapable of following any orders? Vorn moved fast, faster than I expected. The blade was at my throat before anyone could react. But I had survived 7 years in the camps. I knew how to handle a knife. I broke his wrist, took the blade, and had it at his throat in 2 seconds. Marcus. Sirana's voice was calm. Don't kill him. He'll try again, I know. But we need his forces for the final campaign. I held the blade for a moment longer, then stepped back. Vorn clutched his broken wrist, hatred burning in his eyes. This isn't over, human. No, I agreed. It isn't. That night, the poison was in my Kayla. I recognized the taste, Valanthi nightshade, a slow paralytic. Enough to immobilize, but not kill, immediately. They wanted me alive for questioning, probably to extract a confession of treason before public execution. I managed to trigger the alarm before my muscles failed. Then there was darkness. I woke to violet eyes and the smell of antiseptic. You're awake. Serana's voice was tight with controlled fury. Don't try to move. The antidote is still working. Vorn fled with 2,000 soldiers. He's joined my cousin's forces. She gripped my hand, the first time she had ever touched me willingly. I should have let you kill him. You made the right call. Killing him then would have fractured your coalition. My coalition tried to murder you. One general isn't a coalition. The others stayed. Because of you. She pulled her hand back. They respect you. Some of them even like you. Do you know how impossible that is? A human earning respect from Valanthi nobility? I just showed them how to win. No, dog. You showed them what honor looks like. Real honor, not the political performance most of them have been doing their entire lives. She stood and walked to the window. The capital city stretched below us, towers of black crystal, bridges of woven metal. Beautiful and alien. I've watched you for 6 months, she continued. You never lie. You never flatter. You tell me the truth even when it costs you. When Vorn had a knife at your throat, you could have backed down. Most slaves would have. You didn't. I'm not most slaves. You're not a slave at all. You haven't been for months. She turned back to face me. I'm promoting you. Officially. Commander of the Third Army. Full authority over military operations. Your nobles will revolt. Some will. Others will follow strength. And you, Marcus Cole, are the strongest person in this empire. I'm human. Yes. Something shifted in her expression. You are. The final battle of the Civil War took place on the fields of Vorketh, where Serana's ancestors had first built their empire. Poetic, in a way. Or, perhaps, just inevitable. My Third Army held the center. Serana commanded the right wing. Her cousin Varric, the pretender to the throne, had assembled nearly double our forces. It should have been impossible to win. But wars aren't won by numbers. They're won by people who refuse to lose. Commander Cole. My aide's voice crackled through the communication device. Enemy cavalry approaching the eastern flank. Archers to suppression pattern Delta. Infantry hold until my signal. Around me, thousands of Valanthi soldiers waited for my orders. 7 years ago, these same people had conquered my world, killed my family, enslaved my species. Now they called me commander and followed me into battle. The universe has a sense of irony. Serana. ... I switched to our private channel. Varric is positioning for a direct assault on your position. He wants to kill you personally. Let him try. I'm sending reinforcements. No, Dia. Hold the center. If we lose the center, we lose everything. If we lose you, we lose everything. Static. Then, was that concern I heard, Commander? Tactical assessment. Liar. I could hear her smile through the calm. Hold the center. That's an order. The battle lasted 6 hours. The bloodiest 6 hours of my life, and I had lived through the fall of Earth. By the end, both armies were shattered, survivors barely standing, the fields of Vorketh soaked with blood of 2 colors. I found Serana in the enemy camp, standing over Varric's body. Her armor was destroyed, her left arm hanging useless, violet blood streaming down her face. But she was alive. It's over, she said when she saw me. It's over. I won. We won. She laughed. A broken, exhausted sound. Then she stumbled, and I caught her. For a moment we just stood there, holding each other up in the ruins of a battlefield. 7 years ago, she murmured, I bought a slave at auction. Broken, silent, full of rage. I thought I was buying a weapon. What did you actually buy? A conscience. She pulled back to look at me. You made me better, Marcus. Made me see my own people differently. Made me question everything I was taught about strength and weakness. You freed me, gave me purpose when I had none. I gave you an army. You gave me hope. I hadn't meant to say it, but there it was, the truth. She was quiet for a long moment. Then, the war is over. You could leave. Take a ship, find other human refugees, rebuild your people. I could. Will you? I looked at her, this alien princess who had somehow become the most important person in my life. Enemy, owner, ally, friend. Something more than all of those. I came to this empire in chains. A slave, a possession, less than nothing. Now I command your armies. Your nobles call me commander. Your soldiers would die for me. I reached out and touched her face. The first time I had initiated contact. But none of that matters. What matters is that you saw a broken man and chose to make him whole. Marcus, I'm not leaving. Not ever. My place is here, beside you. She closed her eyes. As my commander, as whatever you need me to be. Partner, advisor, friend. I paused. Companion. When she opened her eyes, they were bright with something I had never seen in them before. Hope, perhaps, or recognition. Companion, she repeated. Yes, I think I like that. The sun rose over Vorketh, casting long shadows across the battlefield. In the distance, soldiers were beginning to gather the dead. A new era was beginning, for the Empire, for humanity's survivors, for us. I had come to this world as a slave. Now I stood beside an empress, her partner in every way that mattered. And for the first time in 7 years, I was free.